Alright, gamers, it's Tim here again, and it is August 20th, 2017, and some of you may have wondered where I went. Life has kept me busy with a variety of things going on, and the attempt to actually get the sleep I need, which has been a little wonky lately. But still, my meds have been doing a good job of giving me sleep like it's supposed to, so we're good mostly there. Anyway, today is August 20th, 2017, and I'm behind on the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. No, sorry, correction. The 18th, 19th, and 20th. I did do the 17th. So check that one out. And this, for the 18th, is which RPG have you played the most in your life? And that's going to be 2nd edition AD&D. I played a lot of Marvel superheroes. I played a lot of superhero games over the years. But single game that I played a lot of, 2nd edition D&D. We used it for all sorts of games back in the day, and some of my longer campaigns came out of that. In fact, one of them came from what intended to be a one-shot. It was just, I'm going to run this and give this friend of mine a little bit of fun and, probably, not see him for a couple weeks after that, and it'll be forgotten. That's not what happened. Next time we decided to get together, he brought a friend, and they wanted to play. And we recruited my sister at some point in that, along with more of her friends, which was these people were originally my sister's friends. They were people she went to school with. And I was already just barely out of school, only a few years older than them, and they wanted to play D&D. So we played D&D, and it turned out to be a fairly long campaign that never quite reached its final conclusion, because they grew up, they graduated, and many of them moved away or got busy with lives and jobs and that kind of thing. So for the 18th, the most played role-playing game I have had was 2nd edition D&D. I've gone through multiple player's handbooks, and I actually need to get some new copies somewhere. But I vastly prefer the original blue inked printing to the red inked printing that they had. Now for the 19th, it is which RPG features the best writing. And that is an incredibly tough question, because there are so many fantastic books, and I keep looking at the ones on my shelves over here that have not been completely read through, and thinking, I wonder if any of them would be it. But it's really difficult, because the quality of writing really is based on so many factors. And there are games I love, but cannot stand the organization or the layout or the other things that surround the writing, and they intrude upon the writing in some way or another. But best written, that's very difficult. But I'm going to choose this one because it's probably the one that explains things the most clearly, the most step-by-step kind of way. And it's not the absolute best that I think is out there, but it is one of the best, and it is one of those that can be done and used for a lot of things. And that is, which, understand, this does not include a game setting. This is Fate. Fate is one of the best written just rule sets that I have seen, most notably the recent Fate release, the core book, Fate Core, and by extension, Fate Accelerated Edition. They explain Fate in a very clear way, They don't obfuscate it quite so much as in some of the earlier works, and they get down and dirty pretty quickly. And they, they explain what each thing does and how it works, and that to me is a well-written game. There are lots of games that write around the process of step-by-step resolution and things, and there are some games that I love, that I would love to go, this is the best written game, but they're just not. They've got terrible like character creation organization, and that is definitely the writer and the editor's fault to let it get that far to a published book without some clarity. But I don't want to demean them, so we're just going to leave them in the past and move forward with Fate as the best. So that covers the 19th, and that leaves the 20th, which is what is the best source for out-of-print RPGs? That's a good question. Actually, because I like to find out-of-print RPGs. I search eBay regularly. I search Noble Knight Games regularly. But the best luck I've had in finding and getting good deals is the RPGNet sales and trade forums. Most of the people there are honest. Most of them are, work hard to package your game because they're fans of the game, and they just most of them want to see that game loved when they're not loving it, or when they just have had it too long and not done anything with it. So, the RPGNet sale and trade forum, it's not perfect. Each individual seller is responsible for their own stuff. So one good seller does not mean the next seller is going to be as good or high quality at doing everything as another. But I've had a lot of good luck there, and a lot of good trades and purchases, and sold some of my books that way. And it's a really good place to go to just look and get some good deals, because some people put it on eBay and the price goes up to absurd levels simply because that's where other places are selling it for. And there are some resellers that have really good quality definition. Like, I love Noble Knight's quality because they're usually very, very accurate. They're not quite as typically as me as somebody asks for a description of the book. I will note every little flaw that I have noticed. If they don't, I might not. It just depends on if I think of it or not. So it's the RPGNet forums that I've had the most luck with in general for finding out-of-print games, or even just hard to find games because of the limited release of small press things in print. But I can recommend Noble Knight. I can recommend trying them out and seeing. But be honest. Always try and work as fairly as you can with these people. That doesn't mean there's not going to be somebody who, screws you over, because it's individuals. But it's not that common. So, and it gets out, and that person's not going to be a trader there for very long, because it's just, word passes along the lines, and that's how things happen. But yeah, I've had really good luck with trades and sales there. It's not your typical source like eBay or a game store, but it's where I found most of the obscure things I want. So gotta handle it that way. Anyway, I'm keeping this one short. Peace. Good gaming. Love ya. Keep yourselves safe in the world out there. It's kind of crazy. And we don't necessarily have enough sanity to share with everyone. So just, stay safe. Take care of yourselves.